Welcome to this video review, and today I'm going to talk about tactical upper parts for Dentler mounts. You probably have seen the video which I made in Germany on IWA when they first came out with this. I think it was 2019, 2018, when in the times when there was no corona and IWA fairs were still being held. So you probably already have seen videos about Dentler bases and their mounts in general. So they have an idea of really unique quick release system on their mounts, which is 100% repeatable and very reliable. And they also offer bases which enable you to zero your scope on the mount itself. So that means that you can have one single scope on multiple rifles. And they're really innovative company from Germany. They are, I think, around 10 years old. I think Daniel Dentler and Thomas Haas, Dr. Thomas Haas, they designed these mounts, and they made quite a stir in this industry because they were different. They are different than anybody else. And for majority of time, this was the upper part which was the most popular. So you were able to get these parts in 1 inch, 30 millimeters, 34 millimeters, 36 millimeters, and 40 millimeters. And then, normally this is a standard mount, like with majority, I would say. If you look at Blaser original cell mounts, they're made the same way, even though they connect to the bases differently. Well, later, because tactical segment of the market is getting popularity, they came out with this tactical version of these mounts. And the difference is that here everything is made out of one single part. You only have 2 different heights. So this is 8 millimeter ring or a mount. And this is, I think, also 8 millimeters, and you're able to get these tactical mounts in 1 inch, 30 millimeters, and 34 millimeters. So you're not able, at least at the moment, you're not able to get them in different I apologize, in different diameters. And also there are only 2 height options, 8 millimeters and I think 12 millimeters. So they are a little bit different, but because they have 4 centimeters thick rings, they're really, really robust. Honestly speaking, I think that even Spur doesn't have, or it has the same 40 millimeters wide rings. Everybody else has less. And you can see there are 8 screws on each ring. So this is something really durable. And I know that a lot of people are skeptical about the connection between the mount itself and the base, but I have tested it on 338 Lapua, I would say 60 shots, 50 shots, something like that, without a problem. I'm not saying that if you do 1000 shots, but still I'm quite confident about this connection, that it works well. And you really have a lot of contact surface between the scope and this type of mount, and you even have inside grooves where you can put rosin or maybe nylon or even glue. Some people put glue inside, even though with 4 centimeters wide rings, I don't think that's necessary. I think even if you don't put anything inside, it's impossible that the scope would move. The actual adjustment of the mount when putting it on the base, it's completely the same as with all their other mounts. So you have to regulate the position of this element, and when it's on the proper position, then yeah, you see, then this works really easy. You just open it like this. No, I'm not strong enough, interestingly. So you just open it the same way as with the... No, why it doesn't open? Yeah, like this. I was not strong enough. So it works the same way like all their standard mounts. So this connection part is the one that holds the mount down, and then you have 2 recoil stoppers that make sure that it doesn't move forward and rearward. Really interesting system, and it works well. these tactical mounts are no different than dural mounts with standard rings. So the recoil stoppers and this connection part in the center, they're all made out of steel, while everything else is made out of high quality durable aluminum. And you can also see the design is really nice. And on top of that, you also have, you see these holes here, which can be used for additional Picatinny on top, or maybe if you need a bubble level or any kind of red dot sight mount. So these are upgradable mounts, similar like majority of tactical mounts. Now, I think now we can come to the final part of this overview or review, where I go through the likes and dislikes of these mounts. So first of all, let's start with the likes. I really like the design, and I like the fact that you have 4 centimeters wide rings, because that means that there is really a lot of contact surface. I also like the whole philosophy and how their quick release system works. Really, really nice. And I would say the design, build quality, fit and finish are all great. So I use these mounts, I think, in 2 scopes. So in this regard, they're almost perfect. What could have been done better? First of all, they are still quite high. So the 8 millimeters is the lowest option. I would prefer if they would make them even lower. This is the first thing. The second thing is that when you put the scope in, because they have 4 centimeters wide rings, which is great for the contact surface, but it's almost impossible to move the scope forward and rearward. So you have to be careful if you're getting the proper eye relief, because there is really not much space. And there are even scopes that have turrets as big that they do not fit inside. Really, really rarely, but it can also happen. So in this regard, you have to really check if this dimension is suitable or not. In cases like this, please send us an email and we will check for 100% if it works or not. I would say last but not least, these are really tactical scope mounts, but majority of their bases are found on hunting rifles, not on tactical rifles, even though they do produce Vario base, which goes on Picatinny rail, but I would say it's quite rarely used. So I would say that the market for this mounts is not as big if this same designed mounts would have a Picatinny suitability, or how to say, compatibility with Picatinny rail, with normal Picatinny rail. But then normally you lose all the advantages of the Dentler scope mounts system. So I hope I covered everything. If I forgot something, if you have any comments or your opinion, you would like to share your opinion, please use the comments below. We will come back to you as soon as possible. And if you like our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means more than you can imagine, and it really helps us grow this channel with more and more videos each time. Thank you.